You enter a quiet elevator. Another person steps inside. The doors slowly close. Now only two people remain. No one speaks. The silence grows heavier. You look at the floor numbers. They check their phone quickly. Someone coughs nervously. Someone adjusts their posture. Both people feel something strange. It is not fear exactly. It is not anger either. It is awkwardness. Why does this happen? Nothing dangerous is happening. No conflict exists here. Yet silence feels uncomfortable. Your mind whispers quietly, "Should I say something now? Is this silence weird? Are they judging me?" Seconds feel much longer suddenly. Finally, someone speaks. "Busy day today." The tension disappears immediately. Both people relax again. Why did a simple sentence help? Humans love clear signals. We constantly read other people. Words help us understand intentions. Tone reveals emotions quickly. Conversation creates predictable patterns. But silence removes those signals. When silence appears, information suddenly disappears. Your brain hates missing information. It immediately starts searching for clues. Imagine two co-workers sitting together. One person stops talking suddenly. The other person feels confused. Did I say something wrong? Are they upset with me? Did the conversation fail? None of those things happened. But the brain still searches explanations, because silence feels like a puzzle. Humans naturally try solving puzzles. When answers do not appear, the mind invents possible explanations. Often those explanations feel negative. That creates awkward feelings quickly. But the silence itself was neutral. The discomfort came from interpretation. Your brain simply wanted clarity. Humans evolved in social groups. Communication helped survival greatly. People needed clear signals daily. Signals showed safety or danger. A smile meant friendship. A harsh tone meant conflict. Conversation helped maintain group harmony. Silence sometimes meant something serious. In ancient tribes, silence carried meaning. Maybe someone was angry. Maybe someone was planning conflict. Maybe someone felt excluded. So, humans learned something important. Pay attention to social silence. The brain became extremely sensitive. Even today, that system remains active. Imagine a dinner table situation. Everyone laughs and talks together. Suddenly, one person becomes silent. Others notice immediately. Someone asks gently, "Are you okay?" Why ask that question? Because silence signals possible emotion. The brain interprets silence quickly. It assumes something meaningful happened. But modern silence often means nothing. Maybe someone is simply thinking. Maybe someone feels tired. Maybe someone enjoys quiet moments. But the brain still reacts strongly. That ancient social radar remains active. Another hidden reason exists here. Silence increases self-awareness. When conversation flows naturally, attention stays on the discussion. But silence changes focus instantly. Suddenly, people feel exposed. Imagine a classroom moment. A teacher asks a question. No student answers immediately. The room becomes completely quiet. Every student feels something powerful. Heartbeats feel louder. Eyes look around nervously. Why does this happen? Because silence creates attention pressure. Everyone becomes aware of themselves. Should I answer this question? What if I sound foolish? What if everyone judges me? Silence amplifies these thoughts. People suddenly feel watched closely. But interestingly, everyone else feels the same pressure. Each person thinks others are judging them. Yet most people are worrying about themselves. This creates shared awkwardness. Another example appears in conversations. Two people finish discussing a topic. Neither person speaks next. Both wait for the other. Each person thinks something similar. Should I say something now? What if I sound strange? The silence grows heavier, but the solution is simple. One sentence breaks the tension. Conversation returns instantly. Here is an interesting discovery. Silence is not always negative. In many situations, silence is powerful. Skilled communicators understand this well. Leaders often pause intentionally. Speakers pause during important points. These pauses create attention. They allow ideas to sink deeply. Silence can show confidence too. Someone comfortable with silence appears calm. They do not rush nervous words. They allow space for thinking. Imagine a job interview moment. The interviewer asks a question. The candidate pauses briefly, then answers calmly. That pause signals thoughtful thinking. Now imagine the opposite behavior. The candidate speaks immediately. Words rush out quickly. The answer feels less confident. Silence actually strengthens the response. Therapists use silence intentionally. They allow people to reflect deeply. Friends sometimes sit quietly together. That silence feels peaceful. So silence itself is not awkward. Our interpretation creates the awkwardness. Once you understand this, silence feels less threatening. Instead, it becomes neutral space. A moment for thinking, a moment for reflection, a moment for calm awareness. Here is the hidden logic. Humans feel awkward in silence because silence removes social signals. Our brains evolved reading those signals. Without them, the mind becomes uncertain. Uncertainty creates imagined meanings. Often those meanings feel negative. But most silence has no hidden message. It is simply quiet space. Understanding this changes everything. Next time silence appears, observe your thoughts carefully. Notice the stories your mind creates. Ask yourself a simple question. Is this silence actually a problem? Often the answer is no. Silence is only a moment. A small pause in communication. Nothing more. When you stop fearing silence, your confidence grows naturally. You become calmer in conversations, you listen more deeply, and your presence feels stronger. Because sometimes the most powerful moment is the quiet one. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden logic behind human behavior, consider joining this journey. Subscribe and keep discovering. Because the mind hides fascinating patterns, and many more insights are coming soon.